So if ever my voice becomes too loud on the discussion, please tell me. Because I have upgraded to a new podcast microphone because we have been recording our voices for Eli for a more crisp and crystal clear recording, no? So kung medyo lumakas man guys yung boses ko, pagpasensyahan nyo na, ha? Ano, hindi pa po ako sanay gamitin tong microphone na to, masyadong pangmayaman. Thank you so much, Inka. Inka, if you're watching, my love, thank you so much for recommending this microphone. Napakabait mo talaga, ate ko. I super love you. Okay. So, yes, guys. Mas maganda. Thank you, Zaya. All right, so before we begin, most important, guys, whatever you do, work heartily, ask for the Lord and not for man. Knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward, you are serving the Lord Christ. That's Colossians 3, verse 23 to 24. You know what? This is one thing that I always inculcated in my heart and in my mind. This is one of the verses which changed my life forever, no, changed my life forever. This one, no, this verse right here, guys, no, every time that you feel pressure, every time that you feel scared of your examination, every time that you feel, what do you call this, every time that you feel threatened on your job, don't work for men, work for the Lord, right? Every time that you're working, every time that you're doing something, every time that you're dedicating yourself onto something, you have to always see the Lord as somebody that you're working for, not for men. Man can bring you down. The Lord is going to pull you up. Okay? Bear that in mind, my children, because this one right here changed my life forever. Okay, that's Colossians 3, verse 23 to 24. All right. Oh, hold on. We have a question on Facebook. Hi, sir. I'm having hard time in all the four parts of the IELTS. I hope that you can help me to pursue my dream to get 6.5 band score and 7 in my speaking. Thank you, Mother Dragon. You're welcome, Richmond. Don't you worry, my love. I will be teaching you a lot of things tonight. No? Talagang sinagad ko ngayong gabi na to. Apart from I will be teaching you on how to formulate well, no, apart from I will be teaching you on how to generate ideas, how to arrange your ideas. Of course, we're going to be launching Eli and a brand new platform for Elite Intellect Life. So stay tuned.
Ulit maka
All
ka.
right. Hold on, guys. Wait, merong hindi nakamute. Okay. All right, guys. So let us now begin with our discussion. What you will be learning tonight. Okay? What you will be learning tonight. Okay, so these are the things that we would be doing for tonight. Okay, so first is idea generation. I know that a lot of students are dying when it comes to generating ideas. No, this is by far the culprit on every fault of the students. No, on the exam, kapag ka ang estudyante hindi kayang mag-generate agad ng idea, the problem on this one is idea generation. Believe me. It's sometimes I know that you can relate on this term that I'm going to say. Sir, alam ko kung ano yung gusto kong sabihin, pero hindi ko alam kung papaano sabihin. In English, Sir Joseph, I know what to say, but I do not know how to say it. Right? A lot of students are suffering from idea generation problems, and you're in luck because tonight, guys, no, we are going to be learning on how to generate ideas quickly. Okay, what else? IELTS cohesion with answers. When we say IELTS cohesion with answers, the way that you arrange your details on answering, the way that it can be understood by your examiner from the beginning to the end, right? It's a clear connection. No? Sir Joseph, nasan ka ba? I'm in New York City. As you can see, the Big Ben, charing, the Empire State Building is on my background. Charing. Okay, what else? How to use Eli, your virtual IELTS speaking buddy, and more programs and announcement. Okay, so let's begin. I'm so excited. Let's talk about idea generation first. I know that a lot of you guys are having a hard time generating ideas sometimes, right? When especially if your examiners ask you about things that you're unfamiliar with. No, yung tipong kapag tinanong ka ng examiner, are are you there? No? Sometimes, guys, yes, idea generation. It is the proven fact that one of the weaknesses of the students is how to generate ideas quickly on the interview. Did you know, guys, that there was a research before which states that the students take approximately 2 to 3 seconds or 4 seconds to think before they answer, hence explaining while they're getting a band of 6.5 or 6.8 on the IELTS speaking? Sir, ang harsh naman nun. Yun pa lang pala, bumababa na ang score ko. Yes, my love. The moment that your examiner asks you a question, in a snap, I want you to state your answer. So, this accounts for the ineffective communication, delivery, and flow, as well as the culprit on why students commit fillers on the test. You say because you are not sure what to say or how to move further. Oo nga sir, alam mo problema ko yan. Ako ng Akala ko po mannerism lang. That's not mannerism, my love. Committing on the examination is not a mannerism. Okay? Committing on the examination actually is. The main culprit on this one is you don't know what to say or you're formulating for too long in your head. That is why it's quite difficult for you to come up with appropriate responses for your examiner. So I want you to master idea generation tonight. Okay? Alrighty. So why is it difficult to generate ideas? Okay, there are a lot of things entailing this one. All right. Sir, fillers overload na lang. Oo din, Ray kung minsan, no? Why is it difficult to generate ideas sometimes? The main culprit on this one is number one, you have limited range of ideas, right? You're delimited to your surroundings, you're delimited to your experience, you're limited to what you know, you're limited to what you don't know. Diba? And guys, believe me, it's never wrong for you to have a vast amount of knowledge on the examination. It should be a wide enough amount of knowledge on the test so as to ensure that you are answering correctly and you have a Rolodex in your head. Right? When we say Rolodex, ano ba ang Rolodex, sir? If you Google the Rolodex right now, later on, you can Google Rolodex. Don't leave the live, okay? If you Google Rolodex, it's like a phone directory before with which you're going to be there are cards and then you're going to be writing down the name, contact number of the person, and you're just going to flip over. Flip until you find who you're looking for. You should have a Rolodex of ideas on the examination. A Rolodex of ideas is never wrong. Let's say you were asked about tourism, right? Let's say you were asked about tourism. Naku, wala akong idea sa tourism. Ano ba yan? Hindi naman ako nagtutour. You were asked about nuclear energy. Naku, Diyos kilid. Wala akong alam sa nuclear energy. Ayan. No? But if you have a Rolodex of information, nuclear energy. Okay, gotcha. Nuclear energy is something that... Diba? Tourism. Ooh, tourism is something that... See, when you have a vast amount of knowledge, it's never wrong on the exam. What else? Another common culprit is fear of criticism, especially us Filipinos, right? We are afraid to be judged. Oh, even you're afraid to speak in English in front of your friends because you're afraid that they might think you're so maarte. Diba? Kapag ka nag-i-English ka sa harap ng mga kaibigan mo o kaya ng pamilya mo o kaya ng kapitbahay mo, takot kang mahusgahan. Baka sabihin ng kapitbahay mo, ang arte-arte naman ng bata na to. 'Di ba? Ganun ko minsan eh. As Filipinos, we are afraid to speak in English because we are afraid to be judged by the people around us. And well, good news, guys. You should not be afraid to be criticized on the exam. Okay? First things first, your examiner's task is to grade you. So you have to accept that fact that they are there to grade you. Now, number two, you're unsure of your responses. It's not just you're unsure about your responses. You sound unsure about the things that you're saying, right? Let's say you were asked about education for the younger children, right? Well, I think education is good because it can help them and it has an area of benefits. Di ka sure, te? So I want you to work on that. Okay, I want you to work on that. What else? Disorganized way of thinking. This is pretty much dangerous. I concur. When you are thinking of responses, right? When you're thinking of responses, and if you cannot organize it in your mind, right? There are like 10 ideas that came into your mind and you cannot pick one. That's going to give you a difficulty with your idea generation. What else? Faulty processing. Sir, ano ba yung faulty processing? Naghahang ka. Ang operation system mo, Pentium 2, Celeron. No? When the examiner asks you a question, nagbi-beep-beep pa sa head natin. No? Why? Why are the students having a faulty process? Number one, it's because you cannot choose properly. Number two, you did not listen to the question. Number three, you did not understand the question. That is why sometimes, guys, it is a little bit faulty. No? On your mind, it sounds like teet, 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 teet. The number you have dialed is either unattended or out of coverage area. Please try again later. Okay. Wait lang, taas na naman ang energy ko. Ano na naman kaya ang pinainom sa akin ng Sir Jello tsaka Sir Lloyd, ano? Feeling ko extra strong na naman yung kape ko today. Okay, true, but they did not contribute to the exam fee, so carry lang, tama, guys, no? When you are judged by your friends or your family or your neighbors, no? When you're speaking in English, don't think of them. They did not even contribute for your exam fee. Don't mind them. Okay? Takot ma-judge, but then judger naman. Sabi ni Ray. Hoy, ang harsh, ha? Okay. So, how to solve these? All right. So, number one, make feeding your mind a habit, not a hobby. Okay. By this alone, you're going to learn something tonight. What's the difference between a habit and a hobby? Okay. Come on. If you're an old student of mine, I know that you know the difference, right? Between a habit and a hobby. Okay. Tell me, okay, everybody on Facebook or at Zoom, tell me if the activity that I'm going to tell you is a hobby or a habit. Again, hobby or habit. All right. Number one, reading. Hobby or habit? Reading. Come on, type in your answers, guys. Reading, hobby, habit. Reading is a habit. It's not a hobby. Okay? Guys, you need to remember the difference between habit and hobby is actually quite big. No? When it's a habit, you cannot survive your life without doing it. Right? Let's say, read signs around you. 'Di ba? Pagtawid, bawal tumawid, nakakamatay. No jaywalking, may namatay na dito. There you go. You need to look at that. It is something that you do, right? It is something that you do that if you don't do it, you're not going to survive. So it's not a hobby, it's a habit, right? Eating is not a hobby too, it's a habit, right? Hobby, guys, these are leisure. There you go. And habits are a part of you as a person. Ayan, kakasabi lang ni Genevieve, a part of your attitude, right? So, sir, what are hobbies? Collecting stamps, collecting book stamps, collecting something, sewing in the middle of the night while the lights are off. Diba? Yung mga ganyan, yan yung mga hobby because they are not required for you to survive. Whereas a habit is required for you to survive, guys. See? So make feeding this one a habit. Okay, so sir, how do I do that? You read information every day. You guys are gifted with technology nowadays. During my time, when I took my examination in 1972, charing, when I took my examination, the internet is not as accessible as today, right? But now you guys have the opportunity for you to be able to just Google facts, watch videos on YouTube, inform yourself. You need to always be wondering. You need to always be curious about things. Okay, that's what I can guarantee you. Okay, what else? Do not be afraid to show your capacity. You have been preparing for this one, right? It's okay. Accept the fact that the examiners are there to judge you. Not judge you, but grade you on the exam. They are there to assess you. They are there to grade